Yeah, we're supposed to be talking.
But you know what, Mike, you did that with me at first. Like this guy, he's taking too many dabs. He's gonna pass out. He's gonna fall.
Giddy up.
Sure enough.
Thanks, man.
He's
Yeah, that's why I like now, and I'm like, yo, that's my guy. I embrace your dabbing now because it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've had guys that were like so-called my cameraman on my production team, whatever, when we were filming. Shouts out going out to Fortunate Youth. And you might know him actually. Go, I'm gonna put him on blast. Fuck it. My man, Baby Mouse. He's Eka Mouse's nephew, right? So we were on tour with Fortunate Youth, and he came out for like just did a local 3-night run. You know, like basically this was at the uh observatory in Orange County.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we do.
We'd always be over there.
My guys at Iconic Farms, yo, big up going out to my man Jason. Blew it out, man. Like, I'd never been to a concert where like there's literally pounds of weed smoking in that fucking venue.
The
that
good
night.
old days, man.
Right? Yeah, it was dope. And this guy decided, yeah, I'm gonna film. I mean, he has the camera, he's ready to go, but we're hours early, so we're pre-gaming, and he's pre-gaming a little too hard. By the time the show started, people were taking pictures of him like he was like the Ronald McDonald guy at the fucking Children's Hospital, like he's a statue. You did.
That's all bad.
All bad. He was just passed out, missed half the show, but yet he represented Nugg Radio. I should have had my guy from Stoner TV. We should have linked up then. I was like years ago, but
yeah. So tell us, Mike. I've known you for a couple of years. We've been in the game stuff, but
just a few.
Yeah, tell the people what it is. A little bit about your background, and
well, yeah. In case you didn't know, I'm a man called Ross Mike from Nugg Radio, and now since we combined forces just here recently, Nugg Radio and Stoner TV, and I also film with Vice TV. So that's
you're still with them.
Yeah, we still film things for them, but a lot of our stuff seems to get shelved because they want to go in a different direction, which I'm not gonna elaborate on.
I was gonna say they are kind of in different directions there.
Yeah,
I don't know
I don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden they just went in a whole different route. But big up the guys from Bonga Petite,
yeah,
I mean CJ and all that. So yeah, it's just I enjoy still filming with them, and obviously got the radio background because that's where I started off. Shouts out to 91X down there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, we go a little further back than just a couple years.
Yeah,
but yeah, I understand.
It's been quite a while now. Definitely been out here stomping around together.
Yeah, the grind is real, man. And I think that's one of the things that brought us together, obviously, was just game recognizes game, and the hustle and the grind and the commitment to the craft, and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and giving it to the masses, dig. So
that's why it's amazing to see you guys like together, because I actually met him individually like on some random stuff, because when I met him, like I didn't even mention my background, and we haven't run into each other again. And it was on the scene. It was like, oh wow. And it was just within days after running into each other, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
That was really awesome too.
Yeah. So
Scotty, I just texted you real quick. I'm gonna communicate to you that way.
Like that was honestly a trip that day. All of a sudden you come out of the corner. I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
See your truck or your van pull in. I was like, no, fucking wait, that's dope.
I did a test run with all of my new t-shirt ideas. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm compelled to just go out and just spread this message and see what happens. And so I was like, let me go to the best place I might have the best luck with. And I went to Huntington.
Okay.
And I went in rogue pirate style, bro. I just pulled up with the van. I pulled out and just popped up on the corner.
That's it.
And I was like, let's get it, man. I got a message right here. So
I could see him pulling up on you like that too. Like, yeah, what is this all about?
Right.
Tell me about us. What's going on?
Yeah. So I was like, look, man. And then they were like, dope, and then they were like, we really love your message, and come to our event. And then, that's when we came through the event. And I'd been hide out, like just doing research past couple years, to be honest, because all the BS I talk, I got receipts for it, you know what I'm saying? That's like it's definitely not the algorithm that it's used to on the Insta, but like now, like I said, we're trying to create a whole new lane, and that's why we got to join forces and put our heads together and really like make this movement happen.
Well, everyone has their part in it. Tell us about what you've created, bro.
Well, I created this a platform for everybody to have a freedom to talk, as a stoner.
Fuck
because before when I first started it, stoners always had the bad rap, and I wanted to show there was another side to being a stoner instead of just getting stoned all day, and I went off and did that when I was very young, back in like 2006. I first got on stage, first time ever was with Be Real, Burner, and Tommy Chong at the Blazer Cup.
Cool.
That was dope. And ever since I was on that stage, I made a promise to myself, like I'm hitting every stage I go event I go to.
Exactly.
And every event I've been to, I good networking, met a lot of great people, and it's just about meeting the people to the point where, I went, oh my God, and I went off and did some camera work for a lot of cool people and a lot of cool guys. And, to the point where I even did something with Death Row Records.
Dude.
Yeah. And I was like, I sat there, I was filming Chris Glove Taylor. We were in the mansion, and we were in the movie theater. We were in his suite, and we were just filming. And I was just sitting back thinking, like, shit, man, this is incredible. I almost teared up.
You manifested that.
And I was like, wow, like I'm looking at this through my lens right now, and I'm shooting it.
Yeah, that's tight.
But,
absolutely.
But after that, but my message has always been, love, support.
Yeah, I love that.
And try to bring everybody together, no matter what happens. And
it's a great thing you're doing because, for example, like if I smoke weed on my podcast, all of a sudden, some people, it's like the first time they've seen it, and then they have their reaction to it. And then I let them know, like, everything you love about me is because I've been a stoner. I would not have made that many films if I didn't have weed. Weed was an essential part, and that's why you see Hush at the beginning of every movie.
Yeah,
Bishop's been there.
They help with the creative process of it all.
Always. Like if you step away and you've done some work and you smoke some weed, you come back a brand new fucking person.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you can watch it with new eyes and you go, oh, what did I do? Okay, I'm gonna fix that. And this is like the whole way through a movie. That's what I do. And if I didn't have weed, man, I started to panic when they told me I couldn't smoke.
Man. Yeah, man.
Because of the probation.
See, that's why you got to practice the power of pause, dog. Just like, yo, let me think this out before I just blurt, especially when I ain't smoked no weed yet.
The power of pause. That's a good name for a book. Bro.
Yeah, well, I'll share it with you.
Yeah. Teach people how to like not compulsively act, because that's my problem, bro.
Take 5 seconds, man. Just take a breath.
I'm a Leo.
Just take a breath. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I'm a Leo from Venezuela.
Oh,
my mom's fiery as hell. My dad's from Chile. So
nice.
Yeah. And they're spicy, bro. That's like a whole anywhere South America.
That's a little different.
Spicy, bro.
Yeah.
They'll bite at you if you like
0
talk to them
to
wrong.
100 and shit.
That's me. And I'm like, baby, love me for me. I'm sorry. And everyone's like, you're an asshole. Yeah. It's just a South American thing. I think it also goes to the cultures. I think the ones that are the most like non-aggressive are probably Asians. Just we gotta go there.
No, well, they're they're kind of, well, I ain't gonna jump on that train. Power of pause. You see that? You see that in action?
Shit.
I was like, wait, I like Asian ladies. I don't want to fuck around.
I love Asian ladies. Maybe that's why we love them.
The most peaceful.
But I think everyone's got issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just, my mama always told me never date no Creole woman.
Oh, she said that.
Yes, absolutely.
My mom always told me, don't buy no ugly truck and don't date no ugly women.
There you go. Ugly truck and ugly women.
Hey, Cindy, is that true?
That would be bad.
That's good. It's good advice.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, what are you guys feeling? Should we dip out a fucking thing from this pill? The red pill?
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about this pill. What is this thing?
So,
Bishop, tell him.
So basically, there's a bunch of topics in here, current events and things that are going on in the world that you may or may not be aware of, but we'd like to shed a little light on it. So if you guys want to pick out 3 different topics, then we'll discuss it.
We can go one at a time.
Yeah.
Pick one.
So pick out 3 or pick 3 out between y'all or whatever, and then out of 3 we'll pick one that you want to talk about.
I got short arms, so I'm like,
this table ain't made for short arms. We just had Don Juan walk into the building.
Isn't this the
your
largest
homie Don
table?
Juan? Shout out.
Yeah, this table is massive. It's like Game of Thrones table.
So we're just gonna pop out.
Yeah,
drop one.
So out of 3, we'll pick one that interests y'all. You guys could pick. So might put your finger in there. Go ahead.
That's what she said.
There you go. You got full, 3. There you go. You got 3 off 1. So
Let's do it.
See what they are.
Let's see what we got here.
The red pill.
The red pill.
Coming with it. I want to say right now that I do not know any of the questions that they are going to ask.
Well, you come from Vice, bro. That's the dopest thing, man.
Well, you know, it does make you think on your toes, you know. But
yeah,
at the
I
same
like
time,
these.
dude. I used to watch Vice. I used to be a Vice watcher.
See, that's the issue right there.
Oh
I used to watch Vice.
Do you hear that from everybody?
Well,
I love
what
these
made you stop? You still smoke weed, don't you?
I changed. Well, they started feeling so left to me.
See, I just think that there's just. I didn't really want to go. I mean, at the end of the day, we have, you know, you have a right, you have a left, and then you have humanity. And all of it is all of it is kind of bullshit. And anyways, because at the end of the day, yeah, they say fair and balanced, but they're all doing their own kind of fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Even I am biased in my approach.
Right, we all are to an extent, right? We all are. We all look for things that's going to legitimize our thought process, our truth, right? And we all have our own truth, but I think that when we went left or right or fuck it, we just went away from humanity. Whatever you are on the right or you're on the left, we just went away from humanity.
Yeah.
If you notice, like, what happened to customer service at places sometimes? Like, there's just, you know,
dude, right.
You know, you say that you know, we're in a very nice area and you walking around and in the morning time, if you say, you know, good morning to people, hey, good morning. You make eye contact with somebody in the morning.
Yeah.
You may or may not get that back. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Can understand if you're in the hustle and bustle of New York and it's fucking 30 below, but damn, we're in sunny California on the beach watching the sunrise, bro. Don't get much better than that. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So I just think that it's that we got away from. It's just that we just don't, you know, and to agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly. People
that part
don't
is
know how
gone.
to do that.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't have to necessarily believe with everything, but I know that you're a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
And you know, I just hope you don't fucking do nothing crazy. And you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's got some issues, but we all do.
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So, and who am I to pass judgment on the next person? Just again, but as long as it's, you know, does it come off on, you know, and I hate to say it, sometimes we're caught up in pushing our own agenda as the corporate thing goes, and you know, and I'm not going to speak for them because that's not my thing, but as myself and what we try to produce and what we've tried to do is produce shows that have content of unity and bringing cultures that are diverse together. That's one reason why Stoner TV and Nugg Radio has linked up on in this next endeavor. We're doing things this summer together. Right. So that's are always, and that was something that, you know, it doesn't happen too often, especially in the cannabis industry. Everyone is always, and don't want to share information. Fucking screw this person, screw that person. Who care? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of it in the industry, unfortunately.
Right.
And almost to the point where that's part of people feel like, oh, that's part of it now, right?
Yeah.
But fuck that. Why? It shouldn't be part of it. You know,
compassion
what I mean?
has been taken out of everything. That's
humanity.
And they've definitely done that by design. Like,
think about
how
all systematic, and they got a whole different kind of platforms for all kinds of that shit.
Exactly.
Whether you're in the cannabis world or you're fucking gay, straight, lesbian, whatever, gay. What was the other topic you wanted to do?
Transgender? No.
Yeah, no, not transgender. I mean, I don't give. Hey, you all have a right to be miserable, dog. You can get married and do all that. You all have the right to be married, to be miserable, and some say you can't help who you fall in love with. Yeah. When that
true,
shit
man.
hits you, dude, it hits you. I don't give a shit.
I remember when I fell in love with my fiance, it hit me on our podcast. I was on a podcast with her.
Right.
Probably halfway through, and I was just like, join.
Right.
It was like, I love her now.
Right. Yeah.
She went on like a rant, and the rant, like, I don't know what it was, but it was like the sign of a very strong, intelligent woman.
Yeah, and that's cool when you catch it on air, when it's like, and for you could see the moment it did happen, and then like when you saw, and it's like,
yeah,
you got proof, motherfucker. Look, this is what love looks like.
What 3 topics did y'all pick?
Okay, all right. I guess we pulled out election fraud,
We had election fraud,
food shortages,
and human trafficking.
and human trafficking.
Your guys'
Wow.
pick.
I see that. This is going to be a nice, like,
we're gonna get to spin the wheel. I think we're gonna get a wheel.
Yeah, let's get a wheel.
Yeah, let's get a wheel.
I'm
Let's
ready
spin the
for
wheel.
Wow. All right.
Which one you guys
Well, I guess
anything untouched?
we're about to have midterms coming up here soon,
You
right?
know what? Let's talk about human trafficking.
I knew that was gonna be picked.
Well, that's going to be part of election fraud and all that stuff. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Human trafficking.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
win.
it actually all goes together at the end of the day.
So check it out.
You know,
I made a movie. It was like it was the first movie I ever made. When I got inspired to make a movie, I saw a documentary called The Fall of the Cabal. And then I was making music videos at the time, and I just thought, whoa, I had that like I love her moment. I had this, whoa, I can do this way better moment.
Right.
Because they were using crappy footage and all this stuff, and pictures were not even HD. It was like pixely.
Right.
So I sought out to do one, and I'm like, how do I even write a script? I'll find one, because I was on Twitter all the time, and people would do threads. Wow. So I found a thread called "The History of Elite Child Sex Trafficking," and it was I didn't even question who it was written by, because I just loved how it like laid down the crimes that had happened out in the world from the UK to the US that key people got in trouble for, and I made that into a movie. I decided I'm gonna take this, and I asked him, and he was the creator of Wikipedia, the co-creator.
Wow.
Yeah. His name is not coming to me, but
I keep wanting to say Julian Assange.
No.
See, look, he's like, I'm not gonna know nothing about none of these topics.
Here's where I loop around to the part that we could discuss is that I go from 52 subscribers to 60,000 subscribers in about 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And then I didn't stop making movies. So about that time, I made about 30 movies in that time. And then they gave me 2 strikes because of the topics I was talking about. So if I got one more, my channel would get deleted, right?
Right.
They went all the way back to that first movie and said, you're bullying a demographic of which is pedophiles. And then my channel was destroyed. That was their excuse.
Wow.
They took you off because they said you were bullying pedophiles.
Yeah.
But isn't there a show now, a TV show now, where they follow a motherfucker around who's harassing?
Yeah, we know people who do that.
I got shadow banned off a comment for saying pansies. So
whoa,
we might have to dub that.
That's a flower, though,
Right?
dude.
Yeah.
You can't even call out flowers.
Right.
No.
I think it's got to be in the proper context before, and then you got to remember you got some fucking pansy and I don't even want to say it, but because it took me forever to, Bishop knows, man, it took me a long time to get my name, the Ross Mike Nugg Radio, follow that, dig. It took a long time for me to get that back. It got hijacked, and I had to prove who I was. I couldn't get into my shit, couldn't get my fucking emails, couldn't get nothing. Jesus. And for a guy like me, I had like 10,000 followers at the time.
Nice.
It's still, nonetheless, I was like, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So it took me forever to get that back. So to be banned, wow, that would be kind of hard to swallow, dude. Like,
getting banned sucks. But here's the thing: on that day, it was October 15th. YouTube did this in 2 waves at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. So I woke up and I was like, Mouthy Buddha got deleted, Ezra Wonder got deleted,
right.
And then I'm like, am I gonna get deleted?
Yeah, right. They took down your 2 most popular shits.
Well, I mean, they went retro, and that was how they got away with it. But the big one was Purveywood. That was the 5th movie, and that was the first one I decided to write. And because it was a thing in my head that was so there and loud, is those who scream the loudest have the most to hide.
Yeah.
And I just pulled out those who hated Trump so much and showed what shit they had in the past that people so easily forgot.
Right.
And that went like 500,000 views.
See, to me, I think that because I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, but I just think that for me, I just think that it went about it wrong. The whole, let's get back to
election
fraud or humanity.
With human trafficking.
Okay, shit. See, that's why I was going on election fraud. Damn it, because I was like, I'm ready for that one.
But the human trafficking, that's what I think brings a lot of people from the bridge over from non-Trump to Trump. There's a lot of people who relate on that, and it makes them pay attention because then they're like, wait a second, there's children involved here.
Yeah, do you guys remember that Suez Canal, that big cargo ship that got jammed in the canal?
No, but I do remember that shit called, what was it, Pizzagate or whatever that they had when they were talking about the kids and all that. And,
that shit goes deep.
Come on, I mean, but there was never any think
That's
found,
where'd you learn
right?
that from? Think about where you learned that from, and
Well,
they're
I'm not in New
connected
York,
to
so I
it.
couldn't.
Well, you learn it from
you would
the
have
news.
To, yeah, you would have to.
Who controls the news?
You would have to rely
the ones
on
involved
the
in
news on that.
Pizzagate. So that's why you're not going to hear from news. You got to branch outward and do a different investigative journalism. You can't get it from CNN.
But some of that is like what from the internet.
Well, you know what's still
yeah,
getting
man.
Because
John
like,
Podesta. Like if you learn
not,
about John Podesta and you got to make your own decision on it. So you got to learn the whole thing, and then you'll make a good decision.
That's like in Mexico, the kids in the cages, like a whole shit, like a whole bunch of them end up missing.
Yeah, no one wants to believe this. It's very uncomfortable.
Like where they go?
Yeah, and that happens a lot of places.
They have connections for everybody else, but where the hell did these kids go?
Well, they sell them. Honestly, they sell them, and then there was this thing with Wayfair. Where you can go to this website and you can type in like I want like a desk, and you're like, why is this desk $50,000?
Yeah,
and then the SKU number would be longitude and latitude coordinates of where was actually fucking.
And then there was like little details like, oh, if you get this, you get a Asian child. You get this, you get a Asian girl.
What?
This guy Mouthy Buddha made a documentary on this, and then he got hunted down, dude.
What
he's dead.
Can I just ask what fucking websites and what sites are you guys
not
getting this
Vice
from? Because I understand not Vice, right? Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, we go a little way left and we go like understandable, but everything is factual and substantiated. It's not just some guy sitting in a, can just spew his fucking, diarrhea of the mouth and call it
feels
true.
like that because it's so absurd.
Exactly.
No one does that on accident. No one wants to go and spew diarrhea. They read and then they go, oh my God. And then they have to share.
I'm glad that you're finding some good stuff that's actually
that's what my popularity is about.
It even hit the news even for a while too about Wayfair. It was like Channel 7, Channel 5, any news thing. But what I don't like is they'll talk about it for a quick second and then
I think we got to be careful when we're talking about
the rug.
Yeah,
they sweep all problems under the rug. So like, but the ones that really pay attention,
see, and I don't think that
is the ones that are smart enough to understand that. Okay, this is the way they're coming at us.
Right. I don't believe that you guys are not wrong, but I also believe that you're not 100% right.
There's definitely some stuff
we have to be gentle as a society, even with our own free speech, how we view not just news, but corporate news. I mean, that's how people always have gotten there.
I know, but it got hijacked. Do you know about the telecommunications bill? That made the conglomerate of every single media company now condensed into 6, and now you got the cabal controlling what's on the news.
Absolutely, because you have the three top major ones controlling the majority of all access to radio and television.
Like
I mean, that's just like almost
magazine, everything.
They had exactly. They had agents come in and pretend to be reporters.
So is that why they got Bill Cosby, because he was trying to buy NBC? Is that why they had to get Bill Cosby on some back shit? Like they got you on the IG. They said, "Oh no, Mr. Cosby, you can't keep that." I ain't condoning this shit. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Have you ever seen that video that they had with Michael Jackson when he came out at one of his shows? Was talking about he bought Sony, that he doesn't need to own Sony, no money no more. Yeah. That everything he owns, and all of a sudden, a couple months later, he's dead.
Well, yeah, that's why they killed him. He told Latoya he had a catalog that he got from Paul McCartney. He
not just a catalog. He had the Beatles catalog.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
Well, it was Beatles were included in it, and that was the biggest with a few of the biggest bands. Beatles were in there, and he told Paul, "I'm gonna buy your catalog."
Right. No, he said, "I got it."
At first he said in the beginning, he told him
they had a feud.
Yeah, and here's why I think they had a feud, because I made a movie about this.
Okay.
All right. It's called Fall of the Cabal, but it's Fall, F-A-U-L. If you're on Good Lion TV, Paul is Dead is the logo of the screenshot. Yeah, or the thumbnail. So, all right, Paul McCartney actually died in 1966, and a month later they swapped in a replacement, and it's very obvious for those back then.
Of course.
And I made a movie that shows from A to Z the slip-ups over time. And I think Michael Jackson knew. I think he was like, "You're a fucking swap. You're not the real Paul. I'm going to buy your catalog." And that's what ended up getting him killed, because they wanted to buy his catalog.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I believe that 100%, because you would see the evidence of him being replaced.
Yeah.
You would hear the evidence,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden they'd be like, no, that's not what it is.
Right.
Because they don't want the followers to disappear.
Yeah.
They don't want the money to go away.
Exactly.
The essence of celebrity cloning, which is far out. That's my latest movie.
Yeah.
And that's the essence of it. They don't want the money to go away. And if they start to sway and they start having outbursts when they're in front of, potentially 50,000 to 100 people, then they got a problem on their hands. Like, remember when Kanye went cuckoo a little on stage and he's like, Google lied to you, Facebook lied to you.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton, this is the new world. Like that's kind of a wild outburst. And then look what happened. Martin Lawrence also comes out screaming at the peak of his career, with a gun in the streets. They're trying to kill me.
Yes.
Mariah Carey boosts up, and then she goes on TRL back in the day and takes her clothes off, acts cuckoo.
Right. Those nuts.
So then that might be the time they bring him in and do some either MK Ultra or they swap and kill him. And this is what the movie's about: is Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
yeah. The movie's basically a Dave Chappelle movie because that's the meat of the first celebrity clone person I dissect.
So you say Chappelle's a clone?
After making the movie, because I make them I'm questioning and I'm showing everybody what there is to look at. Right now, I would think yes. I think yes. After everything I've seen him, and his cousin went on a radio show. Right. And she just spewed it. Now, this could be like someone coming out and spewing diarrhea. Right. But the way she tells the story, it's kind of, you really wonder. Because what happened to Dave was with this Chappelle show. Right. There was the Dark Crusaders, Bill Cosby, Oprah, Louis Farrakhan, Al Sharpton. They all were pissed off that Dave Chappelle was doing a show that was making the Black community look bad again. That's what they said. Right. And they tried to get him to stop. And they were using intimidation tactics to where he was kind of going cuckoo, to where his whole set was saying, you should take psychiatrics. Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And then season 3 came along and he got the final note from Oprah saying that you got to lay off. Then he did a skit where he accidentally knocked Oprah up.
Oh,
right. I remember that skit.
Yes. Yeah. And then, so the tension is Oprah is the top woman at this fucking cabal Hollywood thing. And she has Dave come out of his silence on his show. And the tension is weird because you almost feel the story that is told prior in this. Right. You feel it. You see the way she looks at Dave, the way she's trying to get him to say he was crazy. The questions that she proposes, he always hits those questions. Dave's a smart man. Right. But it was after that the Dave's cousin says that they captured him, killed him, first cloned him. And then I show how cloning is even possible in the movie. Wow. And how it's been going around back since in the Indian Hindu scriptures.
Well, it's out there even I was recently watching Mission Impossible. Dude. Yeah, I was recently watching Mission Impossible and watching how they put the mask on different people. And I think in some Hollywood films they do spew it out a little bit of truth, what's really going on.
100.
But everybody's like, oh no, it's a movie.
Right.
No,
they desensitize you from thinking that it's real or a possibility, Exactly. And that's why the universal law says if they don't mention it, then they can't do it. So they do it through the movies, and it's it comes off as sci-fi or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or fiction.
Right, yeah, they definitely Hollywood definitely has a way of leaking it out through the society of what's coming next.
Right. I definitely like how you nailed it on the head with Dave Chappelle, because I seen a big difference in him, the way he stands, the way he talks, and the way he presents himself. Yeah, I remember before hold up. No.
He ain't even funny no more.
Exactly.
I paid so much to go see him, and I didn't even laugh. I was pissed, dude.
No, before you would see Dave Chappelle, he was very rebellious. He was very outspoken. Yeah. But all of a sudden he comes back out of nowhere and it's this completely different Chappelle. You get a different energy off of him.
Very.
Yes.
But he didn't come back from out of nowhere. But man was in a self-inflicted hiatus
for a long
in Africa, my guy.
time.
In Africa, hold up.
No, but then
in Africa, right? Yeah, that's when he came back and started fighting back for his show, because why? Comedy Central was still using his shit. That's why he came back. And you would be a little pissed off too if you just walked away from millions of dollars because you didn't want them to use your shit, and you come back from a self-inflicted hiatus and they using your shit. yeah, you'd be a little pissed off. I'm sure they did some psychic and some mental warfare with him as well. But as far as him being cloned and him not being funny, I think that he's grown and he just elevated. You know what I'm saying? The same way that you had a self-reckoning, he had a motherfucking multi-million-dollar self-reckoning on himself.
Tell that to his cousin, though. But she'll tell you that you're crazy.
We're sure it's his cousin, though, right? It's not some paid actress, right? It's sure it's his
cousin. Could be anybody.
You know what I'm saying? Are we sure that it's his cousin?
No. Nope.
Because I know I could produce a couple of black people that look kind of like me, but they don't know me at all.
Yeah. Right. You know so here's the thing. It's like, we'll never actually be able to prove it. So no one should ever hold on to a definitive. This is almost like entertainment. Right. That it's a very well could be.
But entertainment can get people really messed up and ruin reputations just for entertainment purposes, you know, just for proving and everyone has their own truth and has their own right to have that truth. But at the same time, if it's just for entertainment and maybe opinionated entertainment, but not factual, especially if you're just putting it on the fucking web, you got people out there that think, oh my God, my son. It's
a real problem.
If it's on the web, it's true. And we grew up and the opposite.
Yeah, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see.
Thank you.
When I see people post shit online that are part of this truther movement, and I will do a reverse image search and I'll find out that that's the fake image and I'll show them. And I'll be like, you guys just have one thing to do. Just check what you're posting.
Right.
Exactly. Just check it. So when I make these movies, I'll only make them if deep within me, I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
And with the Dave Chappelle theory,
yeah, because credibility.
Theory.
And let's also be clear.
Just like gravity.
Let's also revamp that theory too and be clear on that theory. We have to also be clear on, like you just said, if you have the people's ear, whether you're black, white, whatever, you know, fucking, it goes back with Elvis Presley and Nixon because he had the people's ear. Work with me, you dig? Yep. So let's not fuck around and get it confused. But if you have more of the minority of the people, you just happen to be black and you can get 50,000 people's ear at one time and you're speaking on whatever the fuck you're speaking on, but it ain't going with the status quo. Yeah. Then of course you're going to make some enemies, but all you're trying to do is be like, oh, I'm just telling jokes. But the jokes are what? They hit a nerve, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's what I've been noticing back to the child trafficking or the pedophilia in all the comedy movies out these days. Like they don't go through without having some sort of weird, twisted little kid joke, man. I'm just like,
that is so true.
And I never thought it was a pattern because, you know, like they would say the joke and you'd be like, ooh, you know, that's gross. They went too far. But you'd be like, you just be like, ah, ha, ha. You know, they kind of just broke it in, you know, they infiltrated us through the comedy.
Yeah. Right. And we now know through a lot of leaked emails and FBI released logos for what pedophiles look out for. We now know that there's a lot of politicians that are pedophiles.
Scotty, do you got that Dropbox file? Is there can you look in the folder that says on this one?
Why?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. So look right there.
You can drag the Zoom screen down.
Look, there's a folder. Click on that.
He got it. Don't
worry. Okay. It's a folder that says human trafficking. We got a couple videos in there. Let's see what we got.
At some point, we'll jump into the Zoom meeting so you and I can see from here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about human trafficking too is when they always announce it on the news. Oh, they found these many people. But you know what that's also doing at the same time is letting them know, oh shit, we lost a lot of people. Now we have to go out there to find more. And that's when kidnapping comes up. And that's when, you know, people start saying, oh, I see bunches of holes in my trunk. When I'm at the store, they're tagging your car. You know, they're like I've seen there was an incident in Colton when I was out there with my kids. And all of a sudden, a little girl came up to us when we're shopping. This guy got me and he got me and I just ran and out of nowhere. We grabbed the manager. We called 911. Wow. This girl, she was taken from like fucking Anaheim.
Wow. And you witnessed this. You were there.
Yeah. And she came out of nowhere. This to me and my son, just out of nowhere.
Said help.
She's like, help me. This guy, you know, he had me and I got away. I hid in here and she's saying he's in the store.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh fuck, you know, like let's protect her.
Yeah.
You know, so I grabbed her. I grabbed my son. I have both in my arms running down the aisle. You know, manager, lock the door, get in there. call 911, let them know what's going on, what this little girl saying. You know, the guy's gone, you know, but she's okay. You know, but this happened.
That's crazy.
This happened like 6 years ago, and it is, and it's sad that I see this every time. And this is a big topic that I see a lot.
Wow.
You know, human trafficking, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad. I've seen some movies with how it happens to some women. Women will just get captured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rambo. Well, there was a Rambo movie that was just like that. His granddaughter got kidnapped.
What's that?
And he went in after him to go fight all these traffickers and look for these kids.
Yeah. Once again, here's Hollywood portraying what's happening in real life, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
letting it out just a little bit, right? Just letting it reflect a little bit of what's going on in society.
Check this out.
Here we go.
So this is the only video I have, but it's just a compilation of news articles. As you can see, it goes by really quick.
Oh, you meant to pause it. Yeah, not us, but the viewers.
It's okay, but
no, it's cool.
Yeah. So this just right here, like you were saying, it shows on the news. Like these are all kinds of articles that have been compiled that they don't show on the news. You know, it's like they still put it out there, but they don't mainstream it, even though it's like 118 people involved. Look, 5 girls found, you know, just one after another. Wow. Michigan, Minnesota, see, look, KC, and it just goes on and on and on. If you do a search, if you guys are aware that if you do a search on DuckDuckGo as opposed to Google, you're going to get different search results.
Always. You're going to get less censored.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So just to notice that they have, you know, a different compilation of search results, it kind of shows it that like Google's been in trouble for
that stuff.
Well, they've been selling information and a lot of other things. They've been messing up algorithms and just a lot of stuff, but that's another topic. But anyways,
I wanted to mention the Hampstead children.
Yeah.
The what one?
The Hampstead children in the UK.
Tell me about that.
It was a brother and a sister, and they were recorded by their mom after they came back from visiting their dad.
Okay.
And their dad is like some gnarly, I wouldn't say cult leader, but the leader of a child sex trafficking ring.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
And he abused the kids. And so the kids were filmed, and the mom was saying, "So tell me what happened." And that's where it gets dark, you know, and you find out this dude's been sexually molesting them, but also a lot of others.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so, and then they did what they did because they probably knew he was connected to certain politicians. They made the mom look crazy. And then mom lost custody of the kids.
Wow.
The kids moved away, changed their name. Dad had possession. And then they popped up on a commercial with different names.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sad because now the mom is still trying to fight, and who knows how demented. Like, there's this thing called MK Ultra. Some people might not know what it is, but we might have been MK Ultra as a collective on, for example, 9/11. We can go there later, or on with this COVID thing. People are very traumatized. It's any kind of trauma you can do to yourself or a collective. You can then form something within that person depending on what you feed them after, and it creates a persona. And
So let's go ahead and let's get y'all's information. Give everybody a shout out. You know, where people can find you, and you know what y'all got up next, I guess. Or
all right. Sure to check me out. This Kush Stock. We'll go there first. All right, check me out at Kush Stock. This, what is that? July
10th in Las Vegas.
July 10th in Vegas. Don't forget, we're gonna be at the grand opening. Let's go with recent. This weekend at the
we're going to be at OG Kush in Los Angeles. We're going to be doing a grand opening with the owner named Joey, and plus they're gonna have Gary Payton.
Derek Fisher,
Freeway Rick Ross, a whole bunch of other celebrities.
All that, and then be at the hosting for the Dirty Heads in San Diego on Saturday. And always catch me at the holding company in San Diego.
Reggae
Tuesdays. And just if you want to get any more information, follow us at nuggradio.com. Stoner TV. Well, he'll do his nuggradio.com and at Ross Mike. Not like the department store, but Ross, R-A-S, like Rasta. Yeah,
that's right. Ross Mike.
Ross Mike.
Yeah, you gotta tell everybody that.
All right. And other than that, thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, no, we glad you came down. Like we said, you know, we wanted to, you know, just kind of, that's why I call it the Red Pill segment. We want to, you know, kind of just introduce, you know, like you know, you got you've done a lot more education or, research, I guess to say, like to be on our page. And that's why, we want to just show you what we know, because then maybe you'll see our way. And that's why, reputation is everything. And I put my reputation on the line for this. And like I said, I got receipts to back the BS that I talk, because like at the end of the day, I go to events, people will tell me online, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you, I see you, but and the graces of God, that never happens. But I deal with that on a regular, just because people,
you're speaking your truth.
Exactly. And the truth hurts. And if they don't want to hear it, they're ready to beef about it, instead of sitting down and trying to chop it up. So that's why, today, like, I know we ain't got no beef, but
but to me, this is the beautiful part. That's why I wanted to, that's what I was telling Rudy on the way over, was because this is the beautiful part about it, is like, you know what, we can agree to disagree. We don't have to see eye to eye, but I ain't trying to say that I don't like none of your ideas. Your ideas are great, and the theories are great, and if you let your mind go there, it could go wherever you want to take it.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I've seen it get, I gotta say, I've seen it get so crazy to a point now where there are people who think I am a woman and my lady's a man. I think if you did, this is the thing. People can go on the edge way too far with this red pill shit. Right. I've seen it, and it's sad, dude. Right. They did that shit on purpose, man. They confused the truth of community hard.
You never understand. You never know what the next person's intentions are. All you could do is speak your truth. That's why I ain't never gonna be like, oh, your shit is crazy.
Right.
I don't know. You kind of told me on that, like, my shit is crazy when I'm taking fat dabs.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just fucking, it's not normal to do an ounce dab. Okay, I'm sorry.
You dab that hard.
It is not okay to do a fucking, that's just,
that's what we're the level at that. We're getting like that, Bishop.
So Rudy, go ahead and give us your drop there.
Definitely. You guys can check me out also as well at the Las Vegas Cannabis Music Festival. You can also vote for me for best MC and host. I've been nominated for that, and that's been very awesome. Also, like he said, we got the grand opening for OG Kush in Los Angeles. We got a yacht party coming up with Chris the Glove Taylor. I got going to be going to Denver here pretty soon with Medical Mike. We're going to get a lot of stuff going on. Trying to get some shows going. But also you can find me on YouTube as Stoner TV Podcast, and then on Instagram. I got 2 Instagrams, all right? So I got a backup one and I got a real one. So the real one is Stoner _TV __, and then the backup one is Stoner TV __. The reason why, because I had my shit stolen from me.
Speak on it.
A couple of years ago. I brought this guy on when I was working for an AC company, and I hardly had any time to do anything. So I brought this guy on to help me out build Stoner TV up, and he was doing good at first for about a week or two. Then when I'm at dinner with my lady, I get a text, my password's been changed, my shit's been changed. I give him a call, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Yo, this is my page now. I'm controlling it. I'm taking it hostage. You ain't getting it back. This is mine. Excuse me? So it went on for a good 5 months, to the point where we're going back and forth. He's hitting every connection I have created.
Trolls.
And I'm getting.
Did he want a ransom? Did he ask for anything in return?
He asked for $30,000. He asked for
hijack.
He was calling people celebrities and okay, in the name of real. And I'm not gonna say the first letter, but he's like, yo, this guy's harassed me. Like I was getting calls from celebrities. I'm getting harassed. I'm getting by this guy saying he's a part of you. Wow. I'm like, no, my shit's getting hijacked. My shit's to the point. It got to the point where we saw each other one day.
No way.
He pulled out an AR-15 on me.
Wow.
What? I got out of my
gangster. What did you do to him, dude?
Like, okay, I hit him up.
Gangster over the IG.
I can't hitting him up. I'm like, yo, this is my shit. I bleed for my shit. I die for my shit. I go, I created this because this is what a way for me to express myself out to the world. I go, you can't come in and take what I created. So he I told people about it. People were like hitting them up on the IG. Yo, you need to give this shit back. This is bullshit what you're doing to him. I had the community come together and was telling him to give it back. I would get calls from him harassing me in the middle of the night. Motherfucker, you need to tell these people, quit calling me, or I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to do this, that. I said, you know what? I said, send me your address. I even got on the phone with my girl. My girl was like, don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. I told, all of a sudden he sends me his address. I'm at work and I tell my boss, you know what? I'm done for today. Oh. He goes, all right. I left, found that address, went to that address. He didn't think I would show up. I was out on the street honking my horn. Yeah. Come on out. Where you at? All of a sudden, he has 5 neighbors come out, throwing ice creams at my car, throwing bricks, throwing shit at me. Whoa. I get out. I'm like, this shit is nothing to do with y'all. Y'all want to get into it? Let's go. All of a sudden, he pops out of his house, AR-15, pointed at me. I said, what you gonna do? I quit it with the neighbors. Got my attention on him. Yeah, he's got a gun. Coming out. He's locked and loaded, looking through the scope. He's I'm ready to go. Oh my! All I heard was click, click, click. I don't know if it jammed or what. And he was like, "Oh fuck this shit!" Throws his gun on the floor and he's like, pulls out a 9. He's, all right, if I can kill you. I go, bro, if you would have killed me, you would have done it by now. Hand me my shit now, or I will be back again next week. Now I know how you're rolling, and now you're gonna see how I really roll. I go, I believe over your Instagram. You know what? It's not only about Instagram.
God damn, principalities, dog. I get it. Yeah, it's not handling worth like 10 G's, my nigga.
No, but
it escalated quickly,
real fast. Like death on my Instagram handle, dog. I'll come with Stoner TV _ Junior. Motherfucker senior if you want to. Like, yo, I'm official. The official Stoner TV _
So you better follow him because you fucking his life was on the line.
Nugg Radio, but that dude, yeah, I remember.
What happened?
So what happened was, so after that, I get a call from him in the middle of the night. He's crying. I'm so sorry. You know, I didn't think you would come over and do this. You know, I got this going on in my life, this going on in my life. I'm like, you know what?
He took it out on
I go, well, listen up then. I'm not going to show up again if you just hand it over. That's all I want. It's my shit back. And you telling me, you threatening me, you sending me a text message middle of the night, you're going to kill me because somebody talked to you or because some deal didn't go through because you stole my shit. They know about that. Like, no. Yeah. And then that night he was like, well, come and pick up your gear if you want it. I go, no, bro, I'm not going over there. I go, just hand it over and that's it. Sure enough, that was the end of it. That was over 6 years ago. You know, but that's taken care of. That was done with. You know, it's not only about the IG, it's about the principle of things. You know, I put a lot of heart and a lot of time into creating these videos. And for somebody to come in and steal them and tear them up and take them down, it's just.
I love that, dude. You stood up for like what was yours. You took ownership when some people would be like, "Man, you're like this is fucking mine. I created this," you know.
Right. Exactly. That was the beginning of your brand.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So you'd have to start. Yeah, you'd have every right to fight for that. I'm joking about it because it went to such extremes. But
yeah, it was fun. Right. Because there's 2 ways to look at everything. Actually, anyways, and that's funny.
Yeah,
like, y'all,
but that's your shit. You should have most definitely went after it. But I don't know if it was worth dying for. Is all I'm saying.
It was all threats. Like, what would you have really done?
Right. Like,
what I really would have done?
Yeah, like if you came back that next time.
I don't know. The guy put an AR on me.
Yeah, that in itself right there would be like game over. Like, yo, bets are off.
You called his bluff.
Well,
yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
That's why we can just give all glory to God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Roll with that love juice,
things
dude.
could happen that, you know, like are beyond our powers. And, you know,
that's true.
Yeah, it could have been divine intervention. Like maybe he had bullets in that shit.
And that shit really did jam because of
like you heard it too.
That happens, Nigg.
So yeah, man, once again, we want to thank you guys for coming down and
absolutely.
we'll get you guys back
Thank you.
real soon.
Yeah, man.
Check on
Thank
your
you, guys.
progress and everything like that, and hopefully our stories will be going in reverse polarity because we can put
Heck
this
yeah.
tyranny to rest. So
No, definitely.
man.
We would love to have you on. Man.
yeah, definitely.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yo, let me just say one more thing, man.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
forgot. I'm doing this thing.
Ooh.
Yo, this is gonna be kind of special for the cannabis community. It's a fully cannabis friendly event I'm doing June. It's a weekend up in the Deanza Hot Springs. So it's a nudist colony. So it's a nudist thing.
You can be naked there.
You can be naked there.
Liddy.
Clothing
Yep.
is definitely optional. You got like cats like Skylar Lutz, Aaron Wolf, Sidecar, Cat Hall is gonna be there, and a bunch more. I'm hosting that thing. And yeah, if you want to come on out, it's a beautiful time
Sounds
out
like
there
fun,
in the
man.
Deanza
Smoke some
Hot
cannabis,
Springs.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, vendors and all that good stuff. So yeah,
That's right.
Cool.
yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool.
Nice.
Never did no
Outdoor
naked
camping.
shit.
I wear,
Yeah, I want to try naked shit.
no, that sounds like fun. I think I might want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walk
Alright.
around naked
We'll
while
be
smoking
there.
a blunt.
Let's go get naked and smoke some weed.
that's
Let's
it.
do it.
Just remember, take the red pill.
Take the red pill,
That's right,
homies.
baby.
Yeah.
All right,
Have a
ladies.
good one. Thanks for being here, guys.
Love.
That was good.
Hi.